says, small steps can still walk miles. Go your own pace. I got this little piece of Dove chocolate last night at a gathering that I went to for widows. Sounds depressing, right? I got invited from a friend of mine that's not a widowed friend, just a friend that cared. And it was a last minute invite that said, hey, my church is putting this on. I'm not sure if you like to check it out, but I couldn't help but think of you. And I opened it, and immediately my oldest son and daughter were sitting there, Kayla and Ella, and they said, you're going, right, Mom? And so immediately, I can't tell you and describe to you all the emotions that went into that. It was like a sick feeling, like a sense of hope of other people feeling what I'm feeling. And I've had so many of you reach out and give me names and numbers and meetings, and I can just be honest with you, it's all been so overwhelming. And a lot of that didn't even stick because I can't even think straight. And so when my oldest kids encouraged me to go, I decided, okay, I still didn't register that night. I waited till tomorrow, about an hour and a half before the event, and decided to register for the event. And I went. I was a little bit late, and I was thinking of all the reasons why I shouldn't go, because I was 2 minutes late. How disrespectful is that? This is the things that I'm telling myself. And then I pull into the parking lot. I sat there in my car for a second, and I felt physically ill. I felt like I was gonna throw up. I felt like I can't get out of this car and walk in, because it brings a reality to my situation, and it's letting other people know. It's like not that people don't know. It's all these lies that I'm telling myself, but it's very real, friends. It's very real. I don't know if you're in my situation and you feel like every step you take feels like a giant step. That's not really a giant step. And then you feel like those little steps that you're taking that you feel that are giant steps are taking you back hundreds of steps. And so as I sat there at that Hope Gathering meeting, I had someone hop up and kind of hug me and said, you know, I know you don't know me, but I know you, and I've been following you on social media, and I lost my husband about 3 years ago, and I just want you to know that I'm so glad to see you here. And so that was the first open door of just feeling like, okay, I can do this. There's other people just like me. I can do this. We sat down, we shared a meal together, and I had this little Dove chocolate sitting in front of me. And one thing I love about Dove chocolates is they have those little sayings, and I'm going to read it again. Small steps can still walk miles. Go your own pace. And it was just like, whoa. I feel like I'm, in a sense, taking a lot of really micro steps, and I'm not getting anywhere. And so I decided to put this in my purse because I was like, I need that as a reminder. We had break, and I had another woman come up to me and hug me, and she said, you don't know me, but I follow you on TikTok, and I just want you to know how encouraging you've been to me. I've lost my husband 7 years ago. And so it's like, whoa, how am I ministering to these women that are 3 years out, 7 years out on their journey, which still feel like yesterday? It's so raw for all of these individuals. And I just want you to know, friend, if you feel like you are dredging water, I don't know what your circumstances are. I don't even know if you're dealing with the same thing that I'm dealing with, or a loss in another way. Maybe you're grieving a loss of, I have a friend that went to have a baby, and her baby was no longer with us. And so I know people deal with all sorts of grief on different levels, and I lost the love of my life, and there's no measurement to that. You know, no one's grief, everyone's grief is their grief. But I just want you to know you can do hard things. You can get out of the car even though you feel physically ill, because you know that you're taking the next step. And I knew when I got out of my vehicle to walk into that widow's gathering, I hate seeing that. But when I did that and I got out of the car, I just prayed and said, God, I'm here because of you. I'm here because you randomly had this acquaintance of mine text me that I haven't physically seen for a long time, that I used to volunteer with at a women's clinic years ago, text me and said, I thought of you. God, you're planting all these seeds. May my eyes be open and my ears to hear of the things that you want from me and that you want me to step into. And maybe it's those little baby steps. So if that's you, do not underestimate the power that lies within those baby steps. And that's why I had to keep that, because sometimes, friend, you just have to go your own pace, and that's okay. It's okay. But keep taking those little steps forward. Even though you feel like you take a micro step and 5 million steps back, keep taking those micro steps forward. And breathe and release and give it back to God. My story is not good. Nothing about my situation is good. I could sit here and complain each and every day to you and cry out and complain, because life is not good. But God is good.